Right at the end of the half, Percy Tau with a bit of movement, but doesn't reach him initially. But eventually puts his body in the right place and wins the ball, but then gives it away. Toku finds Impoirtant, but he can't hold on to it. Well won. Obas just stepping in to tidy up. And certainly losing Mokoena. And sitting.
That is that World Cup qualifier there, the encounter between Bafana Bafana and Benin. And of course, ahead of this particular encounter, you had a very unhappy Hugo Bruce, who was really not happy about the fact that, his team was not able to train in that venue. But someone who's watching this encounter very closely for us, there she is, Xoli Zondo, our very own there at that viewing area in Santon there. Xoli, we are really just on tenterhooks here in studio. It's a nail-biting one. Let's talk about what some of the people there in attendance are saying.
Well, thank you, Bongi. We are, of course, now in referee's optional time. 2 minutes has been added onto this first half. It is currently goalless between Bafana Bafana and Benin. And I can tell you that it's also goalless in the 2 other matches that are taking place in Group C. And that is, of course, Nigeria taking on Zimbabwe, still goalless there. And, of course, Rwanda is up against Lesotho. No goals have been scored. So as things stand, it would still be South Africa that are topping Group C. But of course, to unpack this first half, I've got with me a man who has also donned the Bafana Bafana jersey, former defender, that is Fabian McCarthy. Fabian, it's so good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us. We thought it would be maybe a first half that would give us goals, but it's also good to see that Bafana Bafana are in the driving seat.
Yeah, look, I think the boys are doing well, and obviously they coach set it up so that they can play with a little bit of caution. What is good is they are not playing in Benin. They're playing in Ivory Coast, if I'm correct. So it helped the boys. But I think so far, so good. The boys stem the authority. It's just a matter of when are we going to find that one goal. And then, once we get one, the second one will definitely follow. But so far, the performance, I think, of each and every player is sticking to the game plan that the coach has given them, and you can see, for me, the bench definitely will come and make the difference and win us the game.
And of course, now it is officially half-time. It is goalless after 45 minutes of play. And for Ronwen Williams, not being kept too busy when you also look at the number of shots that Benin have been able to come up with, not really convincing from their end. And also, the pressure is on them because they are hosting and they lost to us in the first round of qualifying.
Yeah, so definitely they're going to come out, maybe changing, open up a bit in the second half, where I think for Bafana they just need to stay more compact as they are and just get more a bit of more urgency when they are offensively going forward. And I think an early goal in the next first 10-15 minutes in the second half is really going to unsettle Benin, and it will give the coach Hugo Bruce an opportunity to maybe introduce 1 or 2 more players that didn't play on Friday against Lesotho in Polokwane.
And we saw now, in terms of the 3 changes that he made, changing that midfield. Do you think for Bruce that tactic has worked for him in the first half? Has it given him the result that he maybe wanted?
Yeah, I look obviously with talent coming in the middle there. It's more of a like-to-like for Mokoena. Here and there's a bit of, specialities that obviously Mokoena has, but talent as much he can contribute, and he can do a job for the coach. Hence the coach didn't even bother to think much of changing the whole game plan. With that change, for me, I think it's a positive change, because remember, in the middle, Benin is not dominating, they're not coming through the middle. At least he is sitting well there in front of the 2 centre backs, and I think first half performance is good. I think we're going to wrap this one up 2-0 come end of the 90 minutes.
Already predicting that 2-0. I want us to chat about that bench though, because we know what Jaden Adams was able to do against Lesotho in that last encounter. How do you think he should be managing the substitutes?
Look, obviously the coach will look at even maybe bringing them on, changing the setup in the middle, to more offensively and more support and get players to support Lyle up front. And I think obviously Rele, they've been watching him, they're keeping him closely and tightly, but I think now in the second half, maybe the coach will give him the license to say, let's see more of you. If you get in that one-on-one spaces on the side, take him on and let's see and create a goal-scoring opportunity. But I think for the next 10-15 minutes, the coach doesn't have to panic and introduce a substitute right at the beginning of halftime.
Absolutely. Before I let you go, we know that after this, the next time that they're going to be in action for the World Cup qualifiers is that September-October window. So how important is it for them to at least finish with those 3 points?
Very, very important, so that come September with our home game, there's not going to be so much pressure on us. I'm not reading into what's happening in the media with protesting and everything, but I think if the boys do it on the field and get the 3 points and come back home for September, it will make it much, not easier, but much more less stressful in terms of preparing for them if we don't get the 3 points tonight. But I'm very confident this Bafana team, it's an honor to watch them, and thank you to Honor for hosting us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you so much. Fabian McCarthy there. He has given us a score prediction of 2-0. But of course, we know this is the same result that we saw a couple of days ago when Bafana was hosting Lesotho at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. And it was only after that 60-minute mark where they were able to get those goals in by Relebohile Mofokeng and, of course, Jaden Adams. So the question is, are they going to be doing the very same thing? Will they maintain a clean sheet, which is very important for Ronwin Williams? We will get back to you with all of that at the conclusion of the second half. It's back to you, Bongiwe, in studio.
That's Xoli Zondo there, my colleague out for us in Sandton, and we'll continue to keep you informed on this encounter.